Eastwood was walking alone through a cold, shadowy alley on a bitter winter night when suddenly, a faint cry cut through the silence. Drawn by the sound, he found a young homeless girl curled up in a corner, trembling violently from the biting cold. Her face was pale and she looked barely alive, forgotten by the world around her. Without wasting a second, Clint wrapped his coat around her and lifted her gently into his arms. But what happened next shocked everyone. Instead of just taking her to a shelter, Clint sensed there was more to her story, a secret danger lurking behind her desperate eyes. As he rushed to get her medical help, he discovered that this girl was hiding from someone powerful, someone who didn't want her found. This simple act of kindness suddenly turned into a dangerous mission, putting Clint face to face with threats no one expected. The city that admired Clint for his strength now watched in stunned silence as he risked everything, not just to save a life, but to uncover a hidden truth that could shake the very foundations of power and corruption. What will Clint do when the danger closes in? How far will he go to protect a stranger in need? As Clint raced through the cold streets with the girl safely in his arms, his mind raced faster than his footsteps. He knew this was no ordinary rescue. The girl whispered her fears between shivers. Names of dangerous people who were hunting her. Secrets about a corrupt network that controlled the city's darkest corners. Clint's calm exterior masked a storm inside. He realized this was bigger than just saving one life. Arriving at the hospital, Clint stayed close, refusing to leave her side as doctors worked to warm her and check for injuries. But outside, shadows moved. Men watching, waiting, determined to silence the girl forever. Clint knew that to protect her, he'd have to face these enemies head-on, and his legendary grit was about to be tested like never before. As the night deepened, a message arrived on Clint's phone, an anonymous threat warning him to back off. The city's underbelly was watching, and Clint's act of kindness had stirred a hornet's nest. What secret did the girl hold that scared these powerful forces so much? How far is Clint willing to go to save her? Clint's mind raced as he read the chilling message on his phone. Step back, or you'll regret it. But backing down wasn't in his nature, not when a life was on the line. Determined, he vowed to uncover the truth behind the girl's terror. As she slowly regained strength, she revealed fragments of her story, how she had witnessed a crime involving some of the city's most influential people, and how they had been hunting her to keep their secrets buried forever. Clint knew this was no longer just about saving one girl. It was about exposing a web of corruption that had poisoned the city's heart. With every passing hour, danger grew closer. Clint's every move was watched and allies were few. But his resolve only hardened. In a city where silence was bought with fear, Clint's voice was about to become the roar that shattered the darkness. What will Clint do when those in power come after him directly? Will the girl's courage be enough to face the truth? As the days passed, Clint and the girl formed an unbreakable bond built on trust and hope. She began to share more: names, dates, hidden meetings, evidence that could topple the powerful figures who had ruled the city from the shadows. Clint arranged secret meetings with trusted allies, preparing to expose the corruption that had stolen so much from innocent people like her. But the enemies were smarter, always one step ahead. One night, Clint returned to find the girl missing, vanished without a trace. Panic surged through him, but he refused to give in. Using every resource at his disposal, Clint tracked down the kidnappers to an abandoned warehouse on the edge of town. As he approached, the air thick with tension, Clint knew this was the moment that would decide everything. The city's fate, the girl's life, and Clint's own future hung in the balance. What happened inside that warehouse would shock everyone and change the course of this story forever. Ready to uncover the final jaw-dropping truth, Clint stepped into the warehouse, the silence deafening except for the faint sound of the girl's sobs echoing through the cold space. Shadows flickered as armed men closed in, their faces hidden but their intentions clear. No one was leaving alive unless Clint backed down. But Clint stood tall, his eyes fierce with determination. In a voice steady yet commanding, he called out, "Let her go. This ends now." The tension exploded into chaos as Clint used every ounce of his legendary grit and quick thinking to outmaneuver the attackers. Amid the fight, the girl revealed a hidden recording on her phone, proof of the corruption, a secret that could bring down the entire criminal network. With that evidence, Clint negotiated a tense truce, forcing the kidnappers to retreat under the threat of exposure. The warehouse emptied, leaving Clint and the girl alone in the heavy silence of victory and relief. The city's darkest secrets were finally coming to light, thanks to one man's courage and a girl's bravery. What will Clint do with this newfound power? How will the city react when the truth is unveiled? This story is about to reach its unforgettable climax. Clint didn't just stop at rescuing the girl. He took the recording straight to the authorities and the media, igniting a firestorm that shook the city's corrupt core. The powerful figures who once ruled in shadows were exposed, arrested, and brought to justice. The homeless girl, once invisible and scared, became a symbol of hope and courage, inspiring countless others to speak up against injustice. Clint's quiet heroism reminded everyone that even a single act of kindness can spark a revolution. The city began to heal, slowly but surely, and Clint's legacy grew, not just as a legendary actor, but as a real-life hero who refused to look away. What would you do if you found yourself in Clint's shoes? Remember, one small act can change everything. Share this story and let it inspire someone today.